bottom line, it was the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was just going to do fish. Because like I love fishing. And I built the brand 84 East, which 84 East is the highway that follows the river. It's the human highway that follows the river that the fish, that the salmon go up, like from the Pacific Ocean in Oregon. They go up the Columbia.
Fish ladder and everything.
Columbia was once the greatest salmon river in the world.
Okay.
30 million fish. Now it's annually. Now it's under 1 million fish, and most of them are hatchery fish. The wild fish are on their way out. Anyway, so I wanted to build a product that was unique, was visual, would appeal on Instagram, would appeal to people in the way that the web is today, the way that people interact with digital product. Unique, limited edition, rad, specific niche, whatever, Pacific Northwest, blah. But I also wanted it to have like, a special, bigger hook than it was more about product. Because really what it was about, it was a conversation piece about Oregon or about salmon. Salmon are the keystone species of the Northwest. There's over 150 animals, species in the Northwest, like not including insects.
Yeah.
And they all have something to do with salmon. Salmon. How does a bear have something to do with salmon? A bear eats a salmon in a river. Duh.
Sure,
okay.
Sure.
But how does a slug have something to do with the salmon? Salmon goes up a river. Eagle flies down, eats dead salmon. Eagle goes into the tree. It poops. Salmon in the poop goes into the moss. The moss grows. The slug goes on the moss. Like, it's all connected. Whatever. So, like, I mean...
It's connected.
No, it's crazy. I mean...
It sounds like you read that in some sort of fun facts about the Northwest.
No, it's true. People don't realize this. You wonder why the trees on a river are like significantly taller in like certain rivers in northern California or Oregon. It's not because they're right next to the river. It's because the river has nutrients. Salmon go out into the ocean and live there for 3 to 5 years. They eat krill. They eat in the Japanese current. They eat all these nutrient-rich things, right? Everything eats plankton. Then the bigger thing, the krill, gets eaten by the salmon. The salmon eats it, gets big, and then it comes back into the rivers, and they come back in massive numbers. 30 million.
Why do they want to
salmon?
come back?
Because it's their natal stream. That's just how they were designed.
So they leave and then they come back.
They are born as an egg. Less than 1% of 1% of them actually survive to be an adult because the eggs are eaten by fish, by eagles, whatever.
Sure.
They're dislodged. They're lost. They go out to the ocean. Those that come back, that's how they're wired. They come back. They can navigate by, who knows, the sixth sense.
Somebody knows.
But they get back in there. When they die, this is the way the ecosystem was built. The way that when they die, their body feeds the river. And not only feeds the river, but it feeds the whole river ecosystem. So like I said, the eagle, the bear, whatever, they eat it, they take it out. The whole ecosystem thrives.
But going back.
Well, I wanted to have a conversation piece, a product. It was a conversation piece for what is happening with our salmon right now. Because salmon are the keystone species of the Northwest, product, and more importantly, culture is built on salmon. Native American culture, which started however many hundreds, if not thousands of years ago in the Northwest, is built on salmon culture. Because, like, salmon, water is life kind of thing, right? Well, salmon is life. You take away salmon, you take away life. It was kind of the way some people before our industrial period would look at things, right? We're consumers and we don't think about, we lose the nature connection.
I think a lot of those conversations are around like bees, for example.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the hives and things like that are dying off.
Bees are the litmus for, bees are like a good indicator of the health of your ecosystem here in the Willamette Valley.
So
are frogs.
That was about the fish on the wall.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, I wanted to build a product that was a conversation piece for something more than product. What is happening to our salmon? what is causing this decline in salmon? What does that mean for us? It's hydroelectric dams are causing salmon to decline, etc. Whatever. Because I want to help salmon. I want to bring more eyeballs to the salmon conversation. That was the original premise for 84 East, the brand. Right? Mm. So, anyway, I thought I was just going to be making salmon. And still
also, the other premise for the brand is every time you were having an off day, you'd call me and say, let's just drive east. Let's just get in a car, go.
Okay. So that's funny.
And so you always had it as your, like,
84
escape.
East.
As your, like...
That's another part of it. I mean, there's a million things. I was born in 1984, 84 East. Mm-hmm. I'm a big outdoorsman, so, like, my playground outside is, like, Eastern Oregon.
Yep.
And to get there, I'd take 84 East. And you're right. This is truly the actual inception of the name.
Yeah.
I had a dead-end job. It was 2008. I had just been let go at the lumber brokerage firm. I got into lumber brokeraging in 2008. Worst time ever to get into the housing market. Yeah, I was young. I was green. I was like, oh, yeah. And then they're like, yeah, we're done. It's over.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. My neighbor goes, do you want to get into email marketing?
Right.
I was like, absolutely.
Right.
Tangent, but important story here.
No, skip it.
No. It's the brief version.
Oh, my gosh.
The 30-second version is, yes, I want to do email marketing. I thought you'd never ask. Do you know HTML code? Oh, yeah. Kirk, teach me HTML code. All right, man, say these keywords.
Yeah. No, you came over.
Head tag.
You came over.
Close bracket.
And we went through about 20 points of, like, here's some keywords. Here's what they look like.
Exactly. Next day.
You had enough keywords.
I had enough keywords. Yeah. I got through it. I fooled them. And then I got a job in email marketing. Anyway, I was like, how the heck did I end up in... I told you this all the time. How did I end up in corporate America?
Right.
I should be a biologist.
Yeah.
And then I would always say this to anyone that's ever worked with me, 2009 or 2013. I'd be like, instead of Case of the Mondays, I would always say it's an 84 East day. Like, I just want to have a one-way ticket down 84 East to get the heck out.
There it is.
So it was escapism, which is interesting because that's a big thing right now on the internet. Escapism.
How so? Instagram.
Why do people sit on Instagram?
Oh, you're just talking about social media being a time suck.
I want to be where everyone else, I think everyone else is right now, even though it's just their highlight reel. I have a lunch break. I could sit down and read the, romance novel that's in my corporate office, but that's lame. I'd rather look at pictures of, like, people in Bali.
Do you really think that that's, like, I don't know if that would get, I haven't thought of that as escapism.
It's escapism. Absolutely.
I've thought of it as, like, daydreaming. Okay, here's an example. Like, getting, like, drunk, being depressed, and you want to escape your problems kind of thing. Right. I see that as escapism.
That's escapism.
Or spending your time doing something like whatever the hobby may be to an extreme where it's like
escaping reality. I'm talking about a specific escapism, which is travel escapism. Yeah. Wanderlust.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. So it's almost like, it's like daydreaming to the point of escapism.
Sure. I want to be somewhere else physically.
Okay.
I'm at my job in Portland, Oregon, in a corporate office, and I would rather be in the Steens Mountains in Eastern Oregon or in Hawaii. Yeah. And therefore, I'm going to look at people that are doing that right now.
So
I'm inspired.
There's a healthy amount of that, and then there's an unhealthy amount.
Mostly there's an unhealthy amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Prevalent in America. Prevalent in me, but I contain it mostly.
Okay. So, you got a company name, you got a fish, you got some interest.
And I thought I'd only do fish.
Yeah.
But I had a cow head at my house. Mm-hmm. And I said,
because everybody's got a cow head at their house.
Well, I'm a hunter. I'm a fisherman.
And a cow, isn't that also a type of elk?
No, a cow is not a type of elk. But a female elk you do call a cow.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not an elk. It was you're talking about
A moo cow.
Okay.
A moo cow. Dairy cow. I actually call them moo cows.
Moo cow.
No, when we're hunting, we'll be like, is that a cow? Yeah, it's a moo cow.
Yeah.
No, that's what we'll say.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we're like, it's a bovine species.
Yes.
That's a Jersey cow.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get the species wrong, then it's not really there.
Right. So I had I don't know. I had a cow skull in my shop. I have various things in my shop.
Yeah.
One of which was a cow skull. I was like, I'm gonna upholster that. I did that. Posted it. Got a ton of interest.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. On Facebook.
Both.
Yeah.
And just got a ton of interest. And then people started asking for cow skulls, like 10-1 over the fish.
Oh.
So
people have more cows than fish? Or?
Well, I mean, think about it. Salmon are relevant to us here in Oregon because we have salmon rivers. We have salmon.
So you're talking about you got out-of-state interest.
Oh, yeah. All over the country.
Oh, okay.
A lot in Texas.
I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking like that your reach hadn't gone that far, but that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
People would.
I mean, I saw this the other day, dude. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Guess what percent of the United States, I might be quoting this exactly wrong, but it's pretty close.
Yeah,
Guess what percent of the United States by surface area is dedicated to cattle? Whole United States.
I want to say 18%.
It's like 43%.
Okay.
Like our country is built on cattle. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Early 1900s, there was a lot of sheep. Sheep was the big industry, but then cattle, there's way more money in it.
There's actually a lot of interesting discussions there around having a non-meat diet and changing those kind of things because the amount of protein and calorie, the caloric amount of food you can actually ship is like something like 1/10 the size of what it takes to support a cow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So someone needs to design regenerative cows.
No. I mean, like, what we just need to do is do better at
Less meat.
moving in that direction. Well, I mean,
More plant.
yeah, more plant, just more adoption of alternative, which I love that kind of stuff. But it's not easy to have that conversation. Everybody's fixated on their meat. I like meat. I'm not like anti-meat, but I definitely prefer veggies and alternative. Like I'll make my own black bean patties, for example.
Yeah,
toss them on the format. They're delicious. Out of this world.
I know.
You've had them?
No, I know that you do that.
Oh, okay.
I've seen you change your diet over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Lettuce, burgers.
Mm-hmm. I change my diet all the time.
I know.
It's a very active thing, but I'm attentive.
Yeah, I mean, it's important.
You don't change your diet that much, do you?
I eat what my wife makes. She's pretty good cook. And
That's right.
Healthy,
She's
though.
very healthy conscious, yeah. So.
Anywho, interesting subject. But 40-something% of the United States.
Sure.
So that could be like BLM.
And it's pretty easy to shoot a cow.
But nobody shoots cows.
So why do they have skulls? Why do they want to put them on a wall?
Well, listen. If you eat a cow, the cow dies. The cow dies at the butcher.
But who wants a cow on their wall?
Plenty of people.
Really? Okay.
Like Shelton, Gwen Stefani.
But cows don't. I mean, I feel like everything you want in a rack is like that. You want the horns up there. You don't want there, but the cow, it's like
Plenty of people do. It's a Southwest thing. This is a generic statement, but like Southwest is pretty.
Wait. So
trendy.
what's Pendleton then? What do you put the fabric on if it's just the cow head?
So
Not just down the front, down the eyes.
I take a cow skull, a full cow skull with the horns.
Oh, they do have horns. Okay.
They have horns, and then separately, I cut out fabric by the yard. So I'll get like a piece of fabric that's like 20 by 30 inches or 30 by 40 or whatever, depending on the size of the skull. And then I take it.
Now, when you get this request with the skull, so they ship you the skull.
I buy a skull. I have a couple guys that I buy skulls from. I have
Now I'm
some.
confused again.
So
You
listen,
can't buy that stuff.
It's not a game animal. Cows are not game animals.
Oh,
Cows are not wild. They're domestic farm animals.
okay.
Kind of like sheep.
Okay. So you got a cow skull guy.
Yeah. I mean, like,
How many cow skulls could you buy?
I could buy as many as I want.
So we could fill up this room with cow skulls.
Yeah.
That's so weird. There's got to be somebody that did that.
Well, think about it. So 40% of the country is dedicated to cow.
Yeah, I guess.
If McDonald's is on every corner in America, there's a lot of cows that are.
Yeah, it's true.
Having their skulls available.
So what do they do? What do they do with cow skulls?
What does who do with cow skulls?
So if there's people
at the butcher,
if there's people butchering, well, what do they do with bones?
Here's what happens.
What do they do with used bones? They grind it down.
I don't know the answer for sure. I do know that bones.
Are there any nutrients there?
Yes, bone marrow.
It's just the marrow. Is there anything else in the bone?
I mean, I'm not the right guy to ask, but what I do know is that some cow bone stuff does turn into dog treats. Mm-hmm. So there's this what do you call it? Secondhand industry built on.
Well, sawdust isn't. They were cutting wood, and then they said we can sell our sawdust. Too.
For all I know, they could be like grinding up bones and selling it as a delicacy or an aphrodisiac in China. I don't know. I know they do that with elk
rhino.
No, yes, but they do that with elk antlers. It is sold at a high value as an aphrodisiac in China, Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's weird that they're into like fingernails for that stuff.
What?
That's what those are?
What is?
The antlers. It's just fingernails.
Well, it's not fingernails because it doesn't go on fingers. It's the same material.
Yeah. It's
the same idea. What?
Yeah, no, it's the same material. What's on your fingernail is exactly what a rhino is.
Calcium?
Yeah, I wouldn't say what it is because I don't know the term. I'm sure if I said calcium, it's going to be something else. But yeah, whatever your fingernails are, that's what the rhino horns are. That's what the elk antlers are. So it's weird that they're into fingernails.
Something similar.
Sort of seems like you could gather a lot of fingernails, compress them.
Yeah, so if you're like a sick serial killer and you just want to collect hands.
No, not serial killer. I'm saying if you said like, hey, you put on an advertisement, right? You say, hey, everybody, send me your fingernails.
That's disgusting and creepy.
Family Guy actually made a joke about it the other day. It was hilarious. So you get everybody's fingernails, you start packing them together with glue. There you go. Now you can start selling horns.
Oh, like clipped fingernails. I was thinking full fingernails. That's what I was like.
What do you mean by a full fingernail? You mean I was thinking somebody rips it out.
That's why I was freaked out.
No, I'm talking about like normal trimmings of people.
Yeah, no, I was. You were creeping me out.
Oh my gosh! Wow! Way to take that in a completely different direction.
You've been known to be a psycho.
Oh my gosh! So. You got the fish. You've got the cows.
Yes.
How many cows have you done?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 30.
That's a lot. And you were just you.
I started a year ago.
But like, what's your like production? What do you want your production team to look like in the future?
You're looking at it.
But do you want to?
You're looking at it.
Do you want to train up more people to do
you're
this?
Looking at it. No. Then I lose the artist element.
So you want to get out of it?
Get out of what?
The taxidermy stuff.
Well, yes and no.
That's what you're telling me.
Well, it's not scalable, right?
It is.
It's not scalable. Listen,
you train another artist,
right? But
why don't you find people that are already doing this stuff? Like they're already taxidermists.
Yes, but there's now.
So you could contact a person who's already into it.
Well, so listen to this.
Get them into your gig. Say, I've got gigs for you, or you could just pay them.
I just haven't chosen to go that route yet. I mean, I'm only a year and a half, not even a year and a half. I'm a little over a year in. So I'm still like seeing what the market, I'm really in the phase of seeing what the market thinks of this.
So you think that this could maybe be just something that was like the inspiration to get things running for 84 East, not necessarily the product you take into the future?
I could quit my day job and make a living off of this, but I don't want to. Mm-hmm. So the demand is good enough for that. Mm-hmm. But it's what I've learned I'm green, right? I've only done this a year. What I've learned about this is, so I sit at a desk all day, digital marketing. This is me. This is what I look like all day. Like, that's what I do. That's what most people do.
Desk job.
But I was never meant to be a desk job.
Yeah, I know. You've had about 1,000 conversations. I know. Like, why did you chain me up into this
exactly?
And you attribute it all to me.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Because else you get one gig.
It actually went back to the moose picture and the contact us page. Anyway, bottom line is, that's not what I want. I don't want a desk job. I have one. I'll probably do one for a while longer. But anyway, I'm glad I've done it. But I need a creative outlet. Because like I said, I'm half art, half science. Like, I'm not the best artist. I'm not the best scientist. I'm not the best at anything. I'm a jack of all trades in some sense. But what's unique about me is I'm pretty good at art and I'm pretty good at science. And when I put the two of them together, I'm like pretty good at that. So, my job at work is more science. When I say science, I'm not talking biology.
Yeah, you're just talking mental.
I'm talking math, really.
Acuity.
I'm talking math. I'm talking the science of yeah. I'm talking like math.
Processing power.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then the art portion, I'm talking some things that are. I'm talking subjective versus objective. Right? So the science part of my day job is judged objectively. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the goal. Oh, you hit this. You beat it by 10%.
Right.
The art portion, totally subjective. I don't like that photo. It's a little too blurred.
Right. Sure.
So but I only play in the science side at work. Mm-hmm. So then the art part of my brain is starved. So when I come home after the kids are in bed.
Oh, you're doing the art side.
I do the art. So it's a side hustle at night to feed my art side, right? So bottom line, I've done 30. What I like best about it is I like making them. I have pride in them. It's really cool. But the coolest part is the people that I connect with. The people that buy these, I mean, they're, they're up to $1,500,
Right.
So it's, a higher end clientele. A lot of them have, and it's a weird product. It's it's interesting people that buy these things.
Yeah, I'm guessing people kind of come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and they tell me their life stories.
Wow.
They're like, oh my gosh, my grandma died to this with this, with this fabric. Or oh, the cow means so much to me. My grandpa had it's people get into this really nostalgic.
Okay.
There's enough elements in there, and the elements I'm talking about are Pendleton, which is historic. People have a ton of Pendleton stories, and then fish, salmon. I literally had a guy one time that actually I was making reference to. This guy was literally my grandfather died on a salmon trip while I was in the boat with him, and my dad then died years later in a heart attack after we salmon fished. Salmon means so much to me.
Wow, yeah.
And I was like, I've had more things like that are, these are strangers, and their first email to me is life story, and I'm like, I'm not selling spoons here. This is really cool.
Interesting.
And then I engage with them in different levels, and I'm like, oh, well, that's we could do this, that, and the other. You build a piece for a person, so there's a lot of purpose. I guess that's what it comes down to. Teaching is, they say it's so rewarding because you feel fulfilled. You have purpose.
Sure.
I don't really care if I beat our sales goals by 10%. I do.
It's interesting to say that it has a more of a purpose.
It's purpose. It's really purpose and fulfillment is what it is.
So do you feel like you're... It almost feels like you're injecting something that is your spin on things along with something that is Pendleton's spin on things, along with something that's nature, along with something that is somebody's life story kind of stuff. And you kind of spin that all together into a product they can put on the wall.
Yeah, and it's something that doesn't exist. And these products, I don't even like to call them products. These pieces, they're conversation pieces.
Well, their whole point is it's art.
Well, yes, exactly. And I don't want to say I'm not an artist, but I don't really. I'm not an artist. Sure. I don't go to galleries. Sure. I couldn't sit here and draw Mozart. Sure. Whatever.
That's awesome. I love that quote. I couldn't sit here and draw Mozart.
Well, I could, but you know what I'm saying.
He's a musician. He didn't draw.
It doesn't matter.
But that's
an artist could draw Mozart.
No, I love that because there's, I don't know if you've ever heard people who aren't into sports, they call things sports ball.
Maybe I'm so far advanced that I just chose to use that
not football
phrase.
Or golf or something. They say sports ball, which
is a cow an elk?
Which is saying I'm into it, but I'm not into it.
Sure, right. See, I'm not an artist, but I am.
Draw Mozart.
Listen, I make these things, and you can be the judge.
Yeah.
I don't care if you think I'm an artist or not. I am what I am, and I make this thing, and that thing is a fact.
Yeah.
And the fact is, that thing is actually a conversation piece.
Yeah.
People don't look at these things and go, look away. I didn't even notice, that flower. It's really cool now that I'm looking at it. But, what I'm saying is when these are in the room, heads turn, eyes gravitate to it. People start talking, they ask questions, and and they tell stories. That's really cool.
That makes sense.
So anyway, that's what's happening with it now. And I had one cool thing happen this year. I got to make a piece for Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, but they didn't buy it.
No,
it was a gift.
I know who Gwen Stefani is. I don't know who the other person is.
Blake Shelton is one of the biggest country music artists. Some people say he's as dumb as a fence post. I like him. I think he's funny. Regardless of his personal life choices. But he's on The Voice. He's a judge on The Voice. The Voice!
The Voice. Okay, so we watched American Idol.
It's like the new, better version of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he put it up in his house?
It's going in their house in Oklahoma.
You think he's okay with you talking about it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It was a gift.
All right. Okay. Nice. Oh, okay. So you're trying to get some cred in that kind of circle.
No, I actually just made it as a gift to see what would happen.
Oh, okay. What's happened?
Well, so here's what happened. So he was coming to Oregon to do a show.
Yeah.
The Pendleton Whiskey Fest, which is held at the Pendleton Roundup Grounds in Pendleton, Oregon.
And not related to the blanket company. Pendleton is a
well,
whiskey company.
There is a relationship because Pendleton, the blanket company, has a mill in Pendleton, Oregon, and the Pendleton Roundup Grounds, they have a relationship with Pendleton at some level. I don't know the exact.
Sure, they're just companies that are aware of each other.
No. I mean, there's some sort of an ongoing relationship.
Hard to put a blanket in a bottle.
Sure.
Hard to put a bottle as a blanket.
Christina Aguilera reference?
No.
Genie in a bottle?
Not quite. Christina? Come on over.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. I texted you. So anyway, the thing is...
Pendleton.
Pendleton? What are we, in Germany? Ah, yes, Pendleton.
Pendleton. Yes. No, Pendleton.
That sounds like...
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I found out that he was coming. Mm-hmm. I emailed the event manager for the event, the guy that started the event, Andy McAnally. I'm coming for you. It's not a threat.
What is it?
It's just a phrase.
Are you putting up a booth or something?
No. And I said, hey, can I sell my cow skulls at your event? Your people will love it. Because there was like 30,000 people coming. Mm-hmm. And Pitbull, you know Pitbull, the artist?
What was the event?
The Pendleton Whiskey Fest. So Pendleton Whiskey is a whiskey brand.
Right.
And now owned by Jose Cuervo. Used to be owned by Hood River Distillers.
A lot of whiskey companies come together.
Nope.
And do whiskey. No, it's all
It's just Pendleton Whiskey because they're like the whiskey brand. So they host it.
That many people come.
30,000, something like that. But... Okay, so it's at the stadium.
How many whiskeys do they have?
Whiskeys? No, Pendleton Whiskey is their one whiskey. I don't know. Maybe they have more. I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how many whiskeys they have. Probably
well, I mean, I've seen them. They have more than one.
They might have like a black label and a normal. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know.
So what is it? It's a carnival. There's got to be something that people are doing there.
Pendleton Whiskey Fest is a music festival.
Oh, it's music. Okay, there we go.
Oh, yeah, I thought you got that.
No, I didn't get that.
Blake Shelton.
Oh, there you go.
Is the lead singer.
Okay.
He's the lead act. But also, Pitbull. You know Pitbull?
So when he got up on stage, he wore this.
No.
Okay.
No, he was coming. So anyway, I got to the event manager. I said, hey, when you sell the skulls, he's like, these are really cool. My audience will like it. Then he pondered. He's like, you know what? Problem is, nobody wants to carry around a cow skull at a music festival.
Sure.
Like, you're right. Anyway, I was like, okay, how about I'll ship them for the people? They just select. He's like, too much work. I was like, okay, how about I just gift you one and you give it to Blake Shelton and say, this is from me. Got it from a local artist. Thank you for coming, Blake. Hope you come next year. So it was not a PR placement in the sense. It didn't feel like a PR placement.
Okay.
It wasn't me saying, give him my business card and tell him that. No, it was literally, you give this to the man.
Yeah.
And then turns out he did give it to the man.
Yeah.
He emailed me and said, I gave it to Blake. His manager loved it. He loved it. I was like, sweet. Maybe someday he'll post it on Twitter.
Look at you, local artist.
Whatever. And then I was like, what if he just said that, but he like sold it on Craigslist or kept it for himself?
Yeah.
Well, there was a country music artist, a gal from Portland maybe, that opened for Blake at this show.
Yeah.
I saw that she was at the show and got a picture with him. I commented, I messaged her and I said, congrats on opening for Blake. And then I said, I sent him the skull that week.
Oh, okay.
And she messaged me and said, I was there with him when he got it. He said, Gwen's going to love this.
Oh,
and it's going in our house.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, it happened.
Okay.
So I know it happened.
Okay.
And then I can actually tell people I made one for Blake Shelton.
There it is.
It's true.
Nice.
But, I didn't get anything out of that. I just did it.
Yeah.
I just like to try weird stuff.
Now, you got a blanket thing coming up. No. Oh, it's difficult. It's complicated. Shouldn't talk about it.
It's complicated. It's too early to talk about it, but yes, something's
too early to talk about it, except you post about it every day.
I did up until 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah. Trying several entrepreneurial pursuits.